One day while I was looking for some information about the release date of the PS2, PS4 game War of the Monsters because it's one of my favorite games of all time, I stumbled upon this little fan art. The fan art is about War of the Monsters 2. This fan art was made by an artist known as Birmelini. Birmelini, yes. As the box says, and I wish with all of my gamer heart that it will be true, that the game will be for the PS4. Now, why am I making a big fuss out of this? Why am I so excited about it? Well, before I delve into the depths of what in the future will be the most fun game you'll ever play with giant monsters, let me talk a little bit more about the classical game War of the Monsters. This is War of the Monsters. According to Wikipedia, War of the Monsters is a 3D fighting game for the PlayStation 2 developed by Incognito Entertainment, published by Sony Computer Entertainment. The game was released on January 14, 2003 in North America and April 17, 2003 in Europe. It was later released in Japan on March 25, 2004. War of the Monsters main menu contains one player, in which it has Adventure, that is the story of the character, Free for All, that is a type of exhibition fights, and Endurance, that is the same as Survival like in some other games. Two players mode. In two players mode is a two-player split screen human versus human mode, but you can always fight human versus computer versus computer. It is not necessarily co-op, it is a free-for-all. Options menu. Like in most games, it gives you the option to change the difficulty, the controllers, etc. Load game. Now remember, this game was originally developed for the PlayStation 2. This was the option to change the saves between memory cards, different memory cards, or in the same memory card. They kept it because this is a port or a HD port of the original game. And lastly, unlocks. In unlocks, you can unlock new characters, custom levels, and minigames with tokens. Those tokens can be earned by playing Adventure or Endurance, or maybe some other mode that I haven't checked. Yeah. Now let's check the characters that War of the Monsters have. The first character is Raptrus, in which it starts as a locked character. The second one is Tugera, then Praetor, Congar, Robo-47, Agamo, Ultra V, Magmo, Kineticlops, and Sorgulon, in which it starts also as a locked character. Now let's talk a little bit about how well this game sales were and are. According to VGCharts.com, War of the Monsters sold around 0.54 million as of the 3rd of December of 2016. Since it doesn't go into specific details, I can only imagine this is PlayStation 2 sales, PlayStation Network sales, and PlayStation 4 sales combined. North America sold around 0.26 million, that is 49% of the sales, plus Europe that is sold around 0.20 million, that is 38.2% of the sales, plus the rest of the world that it was a 0.07 million, that is 12.8% of the sales, that it sums a total of 0.54 million sales. That is not much. Well, if anybody can make a War of the Monsters 2 game, will be Incognito Entertainment with Sony Computer Entertainment, right? Well, just check this out. According to Wikipedia, Incognito Entertainment, originally Incog Inc., was an American video game development company founded in May 1999 and is the developer of such titles as Twisted Metal and Warhawk. The team was formed by former employees of SingleTrack. It was based in Salt Lake City and was part of Santa Monica Studio. The company was run by president and principal founder Scott Campbell, with longtime SingleTrack Inc. collaborator David Jaffe, occasionally working as producer and designer at Sony Computer Entertainment of America for the team's productions. As of 2009, Incognito is considered defunct, as most of its team members have already left the company, forming mainly Eat Sleep Play and Lightbox Interactive. If only Sony could only talk with Eat Sleep Play or Lightbox, or both, to do War of the Monsters 2, that would be amazing. Well, I couldn't fix the issue that I have with the Playroom, with my tablet, and the AR Studio, whatever, that I couldn't sync them so I can turn off the music, because the music is really annoying. So you're gonna watch some clips of the first War of the Monsters game, and most probably some examples of other games, as in comparison or something. I don't know. Go figure. I haven't done it yet. So here we go. All right, why do I want a War of the Monsters 2 game? As you saw the intro was easy. It was just easy. There was nothing complicated. I know that the story is not that deep, but the game is more concentrated in gameplay. The story says, yeah, we're being attacked by aliens, blah, blah, blah. We attacked back, and there was some radiation, and monsters came, and boom, go play. I like that. It goes straight to the point. It's a game that is supposed to be fun. You pick it up, you play, and there's so much destruction going on. You saw the buildings crumbling down. I think you can hit some of the buildings, you crack them 3 times, and at the 3rd time it crumbles down. And if you're under the building, you die instantly. I don't know if there is. I don't know. I don't remember if there was any clips that I did that. But just keep watching in the background or the screen or whatever. It's not me anyways, because right. Anyways, the thing is that it was a pick up and play, and it was easy and it was fun. Sadly, there's not enough sales. It's 0.54 million units worldwide. And by the way, I said that it was a combination of PlayStation 2, PlayStation Network, and PS2 to PS4 game. I strongly believe that that's the worldwide sales from 2003 until 2016 on PlayStation 2, because it never mentions anything like that. But still, it's not enough. It's not enough. It cannot compete. With other games, big games like Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty. They has millions and millions of sales. It could never compare to that. It can never compare to Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, even Gran Turismo maybe, and many games, Halo, Gears of War. It will never compare. And for games of that time, it wasn't, to be a game of the 2003 game is not that good of a sale either. There were bigger games, better games, maybe Final Fantasy, I don't know. I didn't do that much research, but it didn't have enough sales, and that kind of breaks my heart, because the game looks fun. It is fun. You should try it. I mean, the game, I think, is for maximum $15. I don't remember if it was for 15 or 10. I think it's for $10 on the PlayStation 4 right now. You can play for 2 players, split screen, doesn't have online. But think about this. Think about playing that game online on the PS4 with the graphics of PS4. I don't know, maybe graphics like one of the Call of Duties, or at least the movement of Call of Duty. No, it's too fast. It's too fast. It's just that the game moved fast, as a giant. It wasn't that fast. It still gives you that feeling that you are a giant on top of a building, walking around a city, and everything is a weapon. I still believe that strongly believe that the Godzilla game, or the latest Godzilla game, or the Pacific Rim game should have been like War of the Monsters. But War of the Monsters for me is the best giant game there is. And there's another one. It's just that it's a PS2 game, but it's a really old game, and I don't have any footage whatsoever of it. But the game is called R.A.D. It's R.A.D. R.A.D. It is called Robot Alchemic Drive, R.A.D. It is developed by Enix. Not even when it was Square Enix, it was developed by Enix. Yes, it is that old. You should look for that game. I'm gonna try and look for it and put it in the description below, one of the videos. The graphics are even more outdated, but the way you control the robot is genius. You use to walk around, you use the L2 and R2. Weird, right? You don't use the analogs. The analogs are actually the punches, because the control is gonna sound dumb, but the control is actually the controller. You control a character, a small kid. You control a small kid, and when you're gonna control the robot, you have to activate it, and it turns into like over the shoulder camera or on top of the head of the character of the kid, and you can see the robot like gigantic, enormous. And you walk with the L2 is the left foot, the right foot is the R2. To block, you had to use the analogs. To do an uppercut, you had to do some movement with the analogs. I loved it. I loved that game. But going back to War of the Monsters, sorry that I kind of derailed myself to that other game, but I love it. I still have it. I still have Robot Alchemic Drive. I still have it. It's such a classic. Anyways, back to War of the Monsters. Imagine War of the Monsters 2, but with PS4 graphics, online, to be able to fight against 4. How about double teams? Can you imagine double teams in a giant city, in a giant scale city? For example, the robot. The robot has, well, every character has 2 special moves: a long range move and a short range move. I don't remember the name of the robot. I think it was Ultra V, that it looks like a Gundam. That robot, the short range one was a sword. The long range special attack is a hook. It's a grappling hook that pulls the enemy over and it stuns him. But imagine if there was a special move, for like example, like in Pacific Rim, the hand cannon, the what's the name of the oh my god, Gypsy Danger. Like the hand cannon that Gypsy Danger had, like grabbing it and then doing that hand cannon move, boom, and seeing that monster fly away and smash into a giant building, and seeing that building crumbling down, not killing him, but you can see the character coming out of the from the rubble, and then it goes back to the attack. Can you imagine something like that? Can you imagine an adventure mode, like you're the giant monster, maybe create your giant monster somehow? I don't know, that you're like a scientist or something, and you create your giant monster, like a giant lizard, I don't know, like a King Kong, maybe do a robot, or maybe you're an alien, anything. A fire monster, anything. And if you can create your character, maybe, or you can have your regular characters or whatever. That's for War of the Monsters 2. I don't know, I'm blabbering away here. But it's just that it gets me excited, because the first one is actually fun. It is a lot of fun. I think that the developers, of course, Eat, Sleep, and Play should do like a small game, that those indie games that is for $20. from War of the Monsters, like a spin-off, maybe. Especially David Jaffe. David Jaffe is a genius. To me, David Jaffe is a genius, for real. Well, he made Twisted Metal. I loved Twisted Metal, and he started God of War. At least he helped to start the God of War franchise. Then some other people took over, and they did a stupendous job. But still, David Jaffe should go into doing War of the Monsters 2 or War of the Monsters like a spin-off game, and do something about it. Do something so cool, online. A simple story, maybe if that gathers enough money. For example, this game that is called oh my god, the one of the radio control cars. It's not rocket powered cars. It is so famous right now. I forgot. Rocket League. Oh my god, Rocket League. Rocket League is a simple game. It's a really simple game, and it sold so well. And it was for what, $20? And it sold so freaking well, and it was fun. There was no story. It was just play. It was soccer with cars, and it was fun. War of the Monsters like that. Simple, straight to the point, fun, destructive, multiplayer. That would be amazing. It's just that I really like War of the Monsters. I would love a War of the Monsters 2 or War of the Monsters spin-off, but with PS4 graphics, not PS2 graphics or PS3 graphics. No, PS4 graphics. Graphics like, just to give you one example, Destiny. For example, it's not a whoa graphic game, but, imagine to be as big as an ogre. The big hive monster, the ogre, and just crushing your enemies, like wrestling and whatever, and throwing it to a building, grabbing a car, tossing it, punching the other enemy with a car, exploding a gas truck or something like that. Maybe even a hydrant, just to distract the other monster for just 1 second. It gives you that split second to do like a big punch or something, or special move or something. But with the graphics of Destiny, like the graphics of, I don't know, Call of Duty, the graphics of, I don't know, any game. It will be asking too much if it has the graphics of Uncharted or The Last of Us. That will be way too much to ask, but not impossible. Now, the only part that is kind of hard is, that Incognito was in the developers who did that, the War of the Monsters, and they broke up. But they divided, the members divided to other groups like Lightbox Interactive and Eatsley Play. So there's a little bit of hope. There's only one. The only thing that it could happen is if, I don't know, many people, a lot of people or an indie developer is inspired to do a game like that or something, or this reaches David Jaffe, or this reaches to Sony Entertainment or somebody that works in Lightbox Interactive, or I don't know, whoever, and it says, it would be nice to do a War of the Monsters spin-off or a second War of the Monsters game with PS4 graphics, maybe a little bit indie, that it will sell for $20, not too expensive, not make it that not complicated to do, and not complicated controls. It's just that it needs to have the same magic of the first one, that it will be really hard. It's, let's say, the first one with better graphics. It's not an HD version, because it will be nice to have more monsters. It will be nice to have better special moves, more stages, more destruction, more of everything of the first one, especially graphics, because it would be nice to have a, what is it called, as a photo mode. Imagine a photo mode, you throwing a giant monster to a building, and you get that picture exactly when the building starts to crumble down, or when it crumbles down and you see the monster trying to get out of the building, and you put it in photo mode, put it in an angle, and do filters and whatever. That would be so awesome, wouldn't it? Of course it would. Come on, you agree, right? I hope so. But anyways, these are my thoughts about War of the Monsters 2 or War of the Monsters spin-off. Sorry, it will be amazing. It will be awesome. I mean, it will be sort of like a wish come true. If they make a game, a War of the Monsters spin-off or two, for $40, it will blow my mind away. I swear. And I'm not the only one. There's more people on the internet writing about it. War of the Monsters 2. Look at that guy, Birmelini. He made that fan art of the War of the Monsters 2 for PS4. I think it was great. Actually, that picture inspired me to do this video. And also, when I shared that picture on my Facebook page, JDGamingPR on Facebook, look for me and like me. There was this guy named Ryan Smolak. Ryan Smolak told me to talk about this, to make something about it, to make it happen. I don't have that power. One guy doesn't have that power, especially that, yeah, I do YouTube videos and whatever, but I'm not famous. I'm not that powerful. I'm not, that if let's say PewDiePie says, it would be nice to have a War of the Monsters spin-off or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Somebody's gonna go, oh, Mr. Pie. I bet they call him Mr. Pie. Mr. Pie, you know what? We can make that game if you want to. They really can do it? Can you really? All right. Because it's PewDiePie. If it was Markiplier, the same thing. Hey, Mr. Plier, we can move. Oh, that would be amazing. Can you do? But I am not that famous. I don't have that kind of inspiration, whatever you call it. The fortune, I don't know, fame, fortune, call it whatever you want to call it. I don't have it. The point is that I don't have it. But it would be nice if the internet would speak about it. The fans of War of the Monsters will go and, to the developers, to people, to go like, hey, let's do this. Hey, let's do that. I can only do a video because, number one, I'm lazy. I'm really lazy. I'm being super honest here. I'm really lazy. But, that fans of the first game would say, hey, make another War of the Monster, not an HD version. You already did the HD, well, not an HD version, but like a port, not another port. Don't do a HD version that you only make it prettier. That would be nice. But make a new War of the Monsters game, a new IP, new destruction, new stages, maybe the same story if you like, but more characters. Maybe create your giant or something like that. Maybe change the story, because the first game that made the game great wasn't that much the story. It was more about the gameplay. So to create like a game, that has create a monster, that you're a scientist and you want to grab the species, or either you want to be a scientist or you want to be like a defense system and create a robot, something like that. Or maybe you can be an alien. You can select like a race of who is your race and who you're gonna create and who you're gonna whatever, blah 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 blah. And then when the monster is created, they put your essence, brain, something conscious into the monster, and you are the monster. You either do it to take over the world, to defend the world, to do something with the world, or just have fun, because that's the point of the game, right? Yeah, but anyways, these are my thoughts. I just kind of like made up tidal wave talking about War of the Monsters 2 and War of the Monsters 1 and my wishes and stuff. How about you? Do you like War of the Monsters? Would you try War of the Monsters? Have you ever played War of the Monsters? War of the Monsters. Was it fun for you? Say it in the comments below. Share this video with your friends that you think that it would like to, to talk about War of the Monsters. It's not for fame or for the likes, maybe a little bit. But still, it's to motivate people. You don't have to show the video, to share my video. You can always like watch it and go, okay, I'm gonna talk to my friend. And you go to your friend, hey, how about a War of the Monsters game and blah blah blah, and make this a thing. Let's get somebody interested in making another War of the Monsters game or something inspired by it, something close to it. because this game cannot die. Well, it will not die because it's on the PlayStation 2 to PS4, so it has to be good, right? If they brought it back, it has to be good. It has to be good. But to inspire somebody to make a new type of War of the Monsters game, that would be amazing. Right, I'm tired of talking. Whew. I want to thank Ryan Smolak. Ryan Smolak, this is what you wish for, kind of like what you asked for. What you asked for, kind of like a year ago or more. I'm telling you, I'm lazy. I'm sorry that it took so long. But here it is. Here's the video of War of the Monsters 2. I think I talk way too much, so I'm just going to cut it. I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry that I talked too much about it, and I went back to the same topic and blah, 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 blah. Ryan Smolak, thank you. Thank you for inspiring me to talk about this thing and get it out of my system. I'm not going to do a series of this. I just wanted to do a parenthesis of everything that I was doing just to do this video because War of the Monsters deserve it. Believe me, it deserved it. Anyways, look for me on Google+, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel, all under the same name, JDGamingPR. Share, like, and comment if you like, and as always, thank you so much for watching. This was JD from JDGamingPR, pouring my ideas, making a flood of everything that I wish about a War of the Monsters 2 or a spin-off or something like that. And it doesn't have to be a PS4 exclusive, but I wish that it didn't have like too many DLC, microtransactions. I know that video games are a business, but remember, do not screw the fans. Come on. Just make a good game and you'll see the money flowing. Do not do so many microtransactions, but if it works, that is so sad. I really hate microtransactions and DLC sometimes. God. And I hope that you guys have a good one. All right. Bye-bye now. Oh, by the way, it will be nice. They did kind of like a system like in Warframe. That in Warframe, you can actually buy do a microtransaction to get the stuff, or you can fight for it to get the stuff. But it's way too impossible. You know what? Don't do it. Just, yeah. Bye-bye now. Thanks for watching.